Everyone. Welcome to another live stream. I was just on the Daily Show with Matt, but Trey, I think you can let the people know why we're here today.
Today is the day. It all came to fruition as we predicted. I didn't get everything 100% right, but as I usually say, I'm about 98.7% right. Sean Allen got buried, and once again, I have proven that the ESPN fantasy hockey department is a complete and utter fraud. So let's get into it because there's going to be a lot to discuss. There's going to be a shortened, condensed version that I want to have Sophie kind of edit.
Yep.
Work some miracles there. So I want to make sure I cover everything, and then there's going to be a shortened version after this. So
Gotcha.
let's get right into it.
So the first post I have here came from last summer. It was about, let me find it. It's about Matthew Tkachuk. You wrote this post about the Golden Knights.
Right.
Matthew Tkachuk. So this was in about July. And
this one, it has a little bit of a weird connotation to it because I ripped Sean Allen for where he put Tkachuk in his fantasy rankings. I ended up being half wrong, I guess is the right way to put it. It's the only one that I got wrong on the post that I really ripped Sean Allen about, but I'm only half wrong because I basically made it very, very clear that I wanted him on my team if I was running a team. And I basically said, I don't understand what these teams are really doing because he ended up signing for $9 million AAV. That's what he ended up signing for. He was a restricted free agent. He was basically like Lamar Jackson is now. The team that's going to bid the most money is going to end up getting him. Right. Then you figure out the return. I would have paid $2 million more than what the Florida Panthers did. After the season that he just had.
Historic.
He's still underpaid. He still would have been underpaid for that. So, yes, I'm going to end up being half wrong here in a second because I didn't think his pure fantasy output would be as great as it was, and we'll go over that later. But I just want to make it clear that I wanted this guy on my team any way fucking possible.
So we'll I'll move now to another post about.
Do you have anything else to add on to Chuck? Because if I was in charge of a team, he would have been on the roster.
Yeah,
like I wouldn't.
It's a pretty simple equation.
I would not have lost the bidding war. I made it very clear.
I mean, I thought at the time of the trade, like obviously we talked about it, it appeared to be a bit of an overpay in terms of what you gave up,
right?
But in terms of what you paid the guy, especially now that the Panthers basically are the front runner to make at least one of the wild card spots in the East.
But my whole point on the thing was
because of him.
He was basically a restricted free agent. Why didn't every team call him and just say, "We'll give you a raise. We'll pay you up to 11," because you have him at that point. He's not going like he held all the cards. He was signing an extension. The team that was going to pay him the most, and Vegas was a team that had no state tax. He wanted to obviously go to a team that had no state tax. Any team that offered him the most amount of money, he was going there. So
they were still scared.
I just want to make it very clear: if I was running a team, he would have been on the team.
I don't think you'll find many people who have a brain and watch hockey. I don't think you'll find many of those people that'll disagree with you there. But I have another post here about Jason Robertson.
Okay.
That's another interesting offseason type of thing that we went over.
Yeah.
About his contract before he signed it.
Well, he was another one. If you were a team that missed out on Tkachuk, or maybe you were a team that wanted to add both players. I don't know. It depends on what your cap situation was. I don't know if you can pull that up, but Robertson has now been on my fantasy team for 3 consecutive years. He's been on all 3 winning fantasy teams, and that's just the fantasy side.
Right.
But I had watched this kid since they first called him up. I thought he was special. And there's another link, but I made it kind of very clear that if I was Robertson, I was not signing the contract that the Stars were offering. And in fact, if I was a rival team, I would have submitted an offer sheet. I would have submitted an offer sheet that was way higher than the one that he ended up signing for. And again, he's still underpaid based on the production that he had. 100-point season for Robertson. Don't think anyone saw that coming other than myself. But I just wanted to make it very clear on the Robertson thing that this was a guy that was on the rise. And I know that I did another post on this, and I didn't include this in.
Yeah,
the
I'm just looking through it quickly now and see if I can find it.
I didn't include this in the links, but there was a post that I did a while back on, how teams are kind of scared to submit offer sheets. It kind of sends bad blood. They're scared to do it. They're afraid that the team will come back and maybe, oh, well, you submitted an offer sheet on us, so now we're going to do it to you. I understand all that, but this guy was sitting here for every team in the league, and they wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do it. Who cares if you're giving up 2 first-round picks to get this guy? He's a 100-point scorer, and he's 23, 24.
Oh, I think I found the Kelly McCrimmon article.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was. I don't know if it includes Robertson in there.
Here,
it probably does.
Let me add this one.
But I just thought it was completely outrageous that the Stars got him for the price that they did. And I want to make it very clear, as I hopefully did in the post, that if I was in charge, you bet your ass Jason Robertson was getting an offer sheet.
It's that simple.
I don't know did I include Robertson in here? I included the Sebastian Aho example, which was another guy that should have gotten offer sheeted and did. I think I have one on Robertson too.
Yeah, I'll here. Let me stop sharing this one. I'll quickly.
I guess the point being, I just wanted to, because I didn't have a ton of fantasy content on Robertson. I had other kind of content on Robertson. I just wanted to make it clear that I thought he was an ascending star, and it was totally outrageous where he was being ranked in fantasy. And not only that, again, if I was in charge of a team, there's just no shot Dallas is re-signing him. Like, they would have gotten a poison, and they were up against the cap, the Stars.
Yeah, it's a little over 6 million left.
Like, they really had no wiggle room. They had to get rid of Hudobin to even sign the guy.
There it is.
I didn't get it.
Oh. Yeah, I mean,
I didn't get it. I just didn't understand it. He would have gotten an offer sheet dropped on him, and it would have been a poison pill to where Dallas.
Yeah, a Godfather style. You can't refuse that if you're Jason Robertson.
So those are 2 guys that were available this offseason, to Chuck and Robertson, who both would have been on my team if I was running one. So I want to make that clear.
Yeah.
And I would have gladly given up whatever the 2 first-round picks, whatever it was, to sign him for the offer sheet. I don't care. And as the season has transpired, I think we have seen that would have been the correct decision.
Yeah. I have no objections there. I have this other one you have about the age curve, about him mansplaining. Let me put this one up.
You might have to click his link too to kind of show the article that he shows in there.
Oh yes, yeah. His latest.
Yeah, post. That one. You'll have to click that. But I just kind of ripped him and basically made fun of him for saying, hey, like, yeah, obviously as a player enters like age 25, 26, they're going to get better.
There you go.
Like, I don't know. I thought it was just really childish. Maybe you feel differently, Bagdonis, but like, isn't it kind of obvious that, once a guy hits 25, they're kind of entering their prime? Like, isn't that the way it works?
I mean, I feel like we've seen even in the case of like Robertson and even younger, it's like 23, like these guys are making the jump to elite players, like, not just like star players or above average players. Like, these are guys that like we just, or like you just said about, like, even though Kachuk's a little older, but like Robertson, like guys in that age range, like those are players you build your team around. Like, you find like what are the pieces that can complement that.
My point on him ripping this article was he had written about 2,000 words where all he really had to say was guys get better as they head into their prime.
And it's not hockey. You can say that in any sport you want.
The Werenski pick was wrong, but that's more injury effect. Sergachev, he got that one right. Ekblad, dead wrong. Hannafin, dead wrong. Vince Dunn was on my team, so I don't know if that one Hughes was correct, but I had him listed. Heiskanen was correct.
Paranovich was
He does not get credit for McAvoy based off where he ranked him, so I want to make that clear.
Yeah, we'll talk about Pasternak later on.
And Dahlin was also right. I was more so on the fence on it, but I didn't hate on his pick. But if you go back to the
other post, your post,
yeah.
Let me Find that. Here
And he was technically right about Sergachev, maybe blind for squirrel finds a nut. I just thought the way that he worded it in his paragraph was really disrespectful to Victor Hedman. Like he in his post, he kind of acted like Victor Hedman was a scrub. I don't like.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't know what this guy is thinking.
And Sergachev did have a good year. He absolutely did. But I thought it was really outrageous to rip Victor Hedman the way that he did. Like overnight, he was just somehow better. I don't know.
Yeah. Ever since Adam Fox fluked his way to the Norris over Hedman, I feel like I've been seeing a lot of hate towards Hedman.
And some of it was, which I didn't necessarily see coming, but Tampa Bay's decor got a hell of a lot worse.
Oh yeah, McDonough obviously is.
McDonough was gone. He was skating with Zach Bogosian. Ian Cole was terrible this year. So they had a lot of blue line problems that kind of led.
They kicked Foot out of the door in the Tanner Janot trade.
Yeah, so he did technically get this one right, but I just was never going to be on the Victor Hedman stinks campaign.
Oh yeah.
This one was dead wrong. I don't know, Bagdonis, can you pull up Noah Hannafin stats? Because that one was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And I wanted to highlight that one for a reason, because there was just never going to be a world where Noah Hannafin was going to bust out into a fantasy hero.
Right.
And especially, I tried to make it as clear as I could in the post. Rasmus Anderson was your power play guy. He was going to rack up the power play assists.
I'm very happy you gave him to me.
And I thought Mackenzie Weegar, if you were going to pick another Flames defenseman, that was probably the one to go with. Now, Weegar didn't have a great fantasy year either, but the Hannafin pick was just lunatic to me.
I have his regular stats, but I can pull up his fantasy also if you want.
Yeah, pull his fantasy up, because the Corsi stuff, it kind of factors in his defense. Hannafin's a pretty good defender, but pure fantasy wise, there was just no reason to ever pick Noah Hannafin high in a draft. Like that's a guy that should be sitting there as an undrafted daily streamer, best case scenario.
Let me find.
I think he's on Herrick's team. Herrick has Herrick had a lot of guys that I said not to pick.
Yeah, there were some guys that I was eerie.
He was not very high in the standings.
Share this over. There he is.
Yeah, 2.1 points per game, which is kind of replacement level.
Yeah, you know? Nothing special.
You're finding that guy on the waiver wire in any league.
Exactly. 30-second defenseman, like, yeah, you're going to find.
I don't know if he's even that high.
Yeah, I mean, 32 is a little generous, I think.
There's a way to pull up like the season rankings. That position stuff is kind of wrong, because I think they split it left and right too. But yeah, like 2.1 points. To say that was your breakout, I thought it was ridiculous, and it turned out to be.
That's a bit of a reach, to put it lightly.
So,
but here I'll find. Let me find the next article that I have in this order. After
it's a bloodbath. I don't know if people are prepared, but this is the guy that is running ESPN's fantasy hockey department. And I just want to remind people of that.
It's the very next one I have, Trey, is, does ESPN value Sean Allen? I think that's perfect timing.
This one is more of a, I just kind of ripped the guy. I made this a little bit more personal, but this one to me is about like ego, or maybe not even about ego, but about self-worth. How in the world are you going to have this Wisniewski? I don't know if I even said it.
Yeah,
all of his hockey blogs are behind ESPN Plus paywall. You have to pay to read it. You have to have the ESPN Plus subscription to read it. What I don't understand is how Wisniewski, he's not even a fantasy hockey guy.
He's an insider.
He was doing fantasy hockey blogs, and his stuff was behind a paywall, but all of Sean Allen's stuff was for free. What does that tell you? And if I was Sean Allen, I'd be pissed. I'd be like, why is his shit behind a paywall and mine's not? Or vice versa. Yeah, I mean, like, you can't do that. I would have quit.
I think now I even know what Sean Allen's best course of action is now. Like I don't think quitting will do him any justice. I mean, just an apology, as you've been saying for months now.
I mean, go look at his Twitter account. He doesn't tweet. He's not active on there. He doesn't promote his shit at all. He's completely and utterly worthless. Like if you go to his Twitter account, he's got nothing. He doesn't even promote his own stuff.
January of 2022 is the last thing he retweeted.
How the fuck did he win Writer of the Year?
April of 2019.
He sucks. Like, think about this. How much do you think ESPN's paying that guy? He's not promoting anything that he does. He's not trying to get clicks. He's not trying to do anything. He's not trying to grow the sport. He's not doing anything. He's packing it in, writing his couple articles that are brain dead as fucking going home.
I don't even know how that guy gets up in the morning and like.
That's the guy running ESPN's fantasy hockey department, and you guys can tell me I'm being too harsh. I mean, we have.
How is ESPN not keeping this guy in check? Like, it's ridiculous.
I just want to know, at what point is it just like quiet quitting mode? You know, the TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok. Yeah, I just saw in that post.
Quiet quitters. I mean, this guy's not promoting anything. He can't. I don't
understand.
I just don't think you can be like a real sports writer today and not have social media. Like it's not happening at all.
Hand in hand. It's about as close to a must as there is.
I'm not saying you got to be on there 24/7, but I mean, you know, do the bare minimum of promoting your shit.
Like I think, like Trey, like you do your videos, like you'll do follow-ups of the posts you write. Like I think that's perfect. Like you explain your rationale, you explain like, you know, this is like why I'm writing what I'm writing.
A simple retweet to his shit that goes out would be enough.
2 seconds.
Just to get more people to read his shit. Not even that. I don't know.
I mean, the next I have all your don't eat the cheese stuff.
Okay. We can run through that.
So we'll start with goalies.
So you're gonna have to pull up the ESPN stat stuff too.
Oh yes.
Because I think this one kind of goes hand in hand. Just go, you don't have to pull up his full rankings. Just go to the league and then pull up like you're gonna have to go to the free agency tab, click guys on rosters, and then it'll pull up like the full stats.
Gotcha.
But I think it's just really important to note that the reason why I do so well in these fantasy leagues is because his rankings suck. Like, if you're placing good players lower in the draft and putting shitty ones up top, and I know which ones to pick, I'm going to keep fucking winning. Like, it's not an accident that I think I'm like 45-3 over the last 2 years. So half of his problem is he keeps ranking these goalies like they're going to outscore people. It's not how the league works today. It's just not. And I understand that a great goalie performance can really lift you up. Like if your guy gets a shutout, it's like a 14-point day, depending on how many saves he has. I understand all that, but there's days where the guy will get -6 points, and it kind of evens out over the year. You can't rank any of these goalies within the top 100. I just will never take one in the top 100 picks.
Yeah.
That's kind of the thing to really stress here. I know Shesterkin's great, but he should never be the third pick. Or he should never be picked third.
This might not be the right
No, you got that. So just go to like average points or like total points. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Linus Ullmark. Where
was he picked?
That's a great. Let's see.
Where was Linus Ullmark picked?
Was he he wasn't undrafted.
Keep going. He was 244th. That's how you win these fantasy leagues. You should never pick any of these goalies within the top 100. And the fact that he keeps ranking them so high is 154th. There's your second ranked goalie.
Sorokin might be in the top 100.
Now, Sorokin
23rd.
But if you go to total points for the non-goalies, I think he had Sorokin ranked 13th overall. How many points did Sorokin have again?
Sorokin had 122 or 211.
211. So go to the skaters again. You're gonna have to find 211. That's where he would rank, right? Keep going down.
211.
So
right.
he would rank.
210 is Jake Gensel.
He would have ranked however many
That's like in the
guys
top-
that is.
I don't even know how many players that is.
That's the point.
That's like 40 at least.
That's the point I'm trying
I
to
mean,
make.
it's outrageous.
He ranked Sorokin 13th. And even Sorokin had a good year. But my whole point on the thing is, even if he has a good year, could Sorokin have done any better this year?
No. I mean,
that's where he's ranked. That was your best case scenario. Your best case scenario is he's ranked 60th, however many guys.
50, 60.
That was my point. Ranking any of these goalies, 3rd, 10, 12. What are you doing?
It's asinine.
You're asking to lose.
It's like I really don't know what to say.
But my point is, like, Sorokin hit. Sorokin was good this year.
Sorokin is in the win column for Sean Allen, but
he's not though.
But he's not, exactly.
That's the point. He's not, though, because he doesn't understand the fucking rules. And these are the ESPN standard rules. Like, I didn't change any of the rules. Like, I think the only thing that I changed is I gave extra points to a goalie that got a shutout. And I may have upped the block numbers for defenders a little bit. But other than that, it's all ESPN standard scoring.
Yeah.
Sorokin had a good year, but it still wasn't enough to come close to where he was ranked at 13th overall.
Is just completely.
So if we can pull up that list
of
the don't eat the cheese,
yep.
They're all correct. Except for maybe Hellebuck. I don't know where he's the only questionable one that might have actually cracked. Shesterkin 3rd.
Yeah, Shesterkin 3rd. Sorokin had a better year than Shesterkin.
Dead wrong. Like, you could have taken any skater there. Where can we go? Can we look at where Shesterkin was because that's the biggest one. And I wanted to make it clear. Shesterkin had a great year last year. He had a good year this year. But unless he was going to go straight God mode, he was never going to be worth the 3rd pick in fantasy.
No way.
So he was
Shesterkin was the, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6th best goalie.
6th best goalie.
195 points.
195 points.
So that's you're in the hundreds of players.
Go to the skaters again.
You're outside the top 100 there. You're on like page 2 if you're lucky. Yeah. He's like right around here. He's Carter Verhaeghe had more fantasy points this season than Shesterkin.
Right. If you pick Shesterkin in the first round, you're asking to lose, is my point.
I mean,
the fact that he doesn't get that is insane.
And he's getting paid thousands of dollars for that.
Where was Verhaeghe picked? Because he had more points than him. Well, it's not technically.
Verhaeghe might have honestly been a waiver wire, like just by Eric had him from free agency. Yeah. I dropped him. My mistake.
You picked him 228th.
Hey, I'll put my hand up. I'll admit I was wrong. Sean Allen, he'd have to do that about hundreds of different times.
Well, my point is with these goalies, you're gonna get screwed. Stop picking them that high. And I think Herrick picked like 3 of them within the first 3 rounds or something. He lost right there. It was over. So I just want to make that a bigger point. Like, stop taking these goalies. Stop doing it. The way to win these leagues, find somebody.
Find the value.
Like an Olmark. Like
I picked Jake Ottinger in like the 6th round or something. I loved him.
You can't take these goalies that high. And I hope we've made that clear today and established that for Sean Allen. Next year, he'll go into the draft. He'll rank these guys super, super high again. He'll be wrong because he doesn't get it. I don't know how concrete we can make it other than that. If we can pull up that list again, I want to make sure that we got all these wrong. Just so we're creating a checklist.
Yep. Here we go. Goalies. So we have Igor Sorokin.
Wait. Go slow.
Oh, wait.
The Markstrom. I mean, that was a disaster. He was a disaster.
Let me
find at least Shesterkin and Sorokin were getting you points. Markstrom was a fucking disaster.
He was a disaster. Let me find him.
You're not even going to find him.
Look at how far I'm scrolling down.
You're not even going to find him.
Yeah. Here here he is. Where did Herrick take him? 18th.
Right.
And he was what?
He had
51 points.
0.9 fantasy points per start. 0.9. 0.9. Where did he have him ranked?
18th. He had Herrick picked him at 18, and let me see where
did Sean Allen have him ranked?
He had him at goalie number 4, 18th overall. 0.9. I didn't even
You're
think I was
asking to
reading that.
lose. You turned the card in there, you lost.
Sorry, James.
And we tried to make it clear on the post. Can we pull that up?
Yep. Here, let me
I just want to get a counter for all the ones that I was right about, because it's gonna be 98%. Again.
There it is. So we have Markstrom.
Go up.
Sorry, oh my gosh.
Go all the way up to the top. Go all the way up to the top. So Shesterkin, 3rd overall. He was like 100 something in reality.
Sorokin.
So you lost your league there. Sorokin, he was what, 60, 70 or something like that? But still too high. At least he was collecting you points. So maybe I was a little bit overly harsh, but I was still on the money. The Markstrom thing was a joke.
Disaster.
And I had Markstrom the year before. I saw it coming. I thought late in the year, the wheels kind of fell off. And especially when, because half the thing, like, I'm convinced he just doesn't watch the games. That Flame series against the Oilers last year in the playoffs, like, I think it kind of broke him a little bit last year. I really did. I didn't know what to make of the Flames this year. They were a big mystery team for me.
Yeah.
But I just didn't think there was any chance he was going to repeat this kind of year. And it turned out.
Exactly. It was pretty terrible. Let's see. We got Jari and Hellebuck up next.
Jari, terrible year.
Let me find Jari. I might not even be able to find him, but I'll try.
44th overall was a joke. Hellebuck might get close, but I still
Hellebuck. Hellebuck was here.
See if he's top 47.
He had,
but I know Jari for sure is a hit on my part.
Hellebuck had 204 points this season. I'm gonna look in all the skaters. 204.8, and I mean, he didn't make the first page of all the skaters, so maybe that's under, that's past 47.
So that's a win too.
Yeah.
Keep going.
And then
so 5 for 5.
These guys, Kemper, disaster.
6 for 6.
Gibson,
and he wasn't as bad as Grubauer, but the Capitals missed the playoffs. They took a major step back, and he really wasn't that good this year.
He wasn't. Very overpaid.
How about that one? John Gibson.
Ducks were
John Gibson was a tire fire this year.
Yep.
John Gibson was terrible. In fact, John Gibson was so bad, you were better off starting nobody than having him in your lineup. And you can go pull his stat page up.
Yep.
It's actually funny.
I'm gonna have to go by team. I can't
The fact that he's actually not on a roster, so I don't
26 total points, 0.5 average points.
Negative or 0?
Positive point. Here, let me show you. Look at this guy.
Where's the total points? 26.4 total points. Holy shit. 0.5.
And then
he had him in the 14th ranked goalie.
Chickster picked him up in the 14th round.
I mean, that's 137. That's a high pick. That's a guy you should be getting good value on. Like, there's good players available at 137. And you are better off having nobody than starting him, basically.
Yep. Let me see who else we got.
It's a joke.
It keeps getting better and better.
No, it's going to keep getting better.
Let's see. After Gibson, we have
Mrazek.
Oh, my gosh.
Can we go back up to what I said about Gibson, though? Because I hope I made the point clear, and it turned out to be the case. You were better off having nobody. And the Ducks were never going to win that many games. How many wins do the Ducks have this year?
Hi, they're one of the 3 worst teams in the league. They're in the Bedard suites.
Here's the line. Do not bother. Until Gibson is playing for someone else, do not bother.
Yep.
How did anybody rank him as the 14th best goalie. That's a start. He had him listed as a starter because you start 2 goalies if there's 10 teams in a league.
Yeah.
He had him listed as a starting goalie for somebody that drafted him.
Yep.
It's a joke.
Let me see Mrazek. That's just laughable.
First of all, again, how did we not see it coming? He was a salary dump. The Leafs traded down in the draft to get rid of him.
You are gonna love this. Let me show you what I just
probably
have.
negative points.
Yep. Let me find. We need the people to see this.
And again, he had Mrazek listed as a starting goalie. He had negative 5.4. Please click it. Please click it. I gotta know where he was ranked.
Drafted 215.
And again, that's lower than he was ranked too. So the people in our league were actually smart about it. That tells
smarter than him.
Negative 0.1 per start. Holy 35%.
It's just.
He had him ranked high. I mean, not super high, but enough to be a starting goalie for fantasy.
Yep.
If you
drafted him, top 20 goalie,
if you drafted him, he tanked you.
Yep. Allowed seven goals and 31 shots. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna stop sharing. It just hurts my eyes to watch. Let me see who else.
He tanked you if you drafted him. And not only that, he was going to be the Blackhawks goalie this year. Why would you want anybody on the Blackhawks? So that's 8 for 8.
That's 8 for 8 so far.
For 8. Great.
Let me move to the forwards now.
What a joke. 8 for 8.
8 for 8. And now here are the forwards. Tkachuk,
again, we went over this. He technically was correct on this, but I want to kind of dive into it because I'm half right and half wrong. If you go to his article, you're gonna have to go to the other one for him. But
okay.
He was also wrong in his description about Tkachuk. He said he was going to be skating with Barkov. This might take some effort to pull this up.
Yeah, I think I remember you were. I'm gonna try.
Yeah, pull up the other one because that one will basically go into my thinking and why I was half wrong, which is funny because the universe has a good way of humbling you, and the fact that one's going to end up being the one that's wrong is funny. And I didn't hate on him. I just thought pick 11 was too high. Like I thought, based on the situation that he was in, like pick 35 would have made more sense.
Right. Let me.
But he was also wrong in the way that he described it. And while you're pulling that up, I know one off the top of my head. Sean Allen specifically said that he was going to do a lot of his skating with Alexander Barkov, and that never happened. Like, yes, the two skated together and they were on the power play together, but 5-on-5, he almost never skated with Barkov. His line mate was Verhaeghe and Sam Bennett. And when Sam Bennett was hurt, his line mate was Lundell. So my whole point on it was he's not skating with Barkov. He's skating with those two guys. If he's going to have another 100-point season, he's almost going to have to pull a Hirokian effort to lift up inferior line mates. Because last year he had Gaudreau and he had Lindholm as his line mates and put up that many points. So from a fantasy perspective, where goals and assists count the same, I thought it was only right to drop him a little bit in terms of pure fantasy because his line mates were going to be Sam Bennett and Carter Verhaeghe. It wasn't skating with Gaudreau and Lindholm anymore. So the fact that he even had the season that he did with the line mates that he did, imagine if I was in charge and actually got my way and his line mates were Eichel and Stone or something like that.
Yep.
Like the season that he actually would have had. Then at pick 11, it would have made sense to me. So that's kind of my thought process on it. Blind squirrel finds a nut. And as we went over it earlier, I made it very, very clear that I wanted him on my team in real life. I just thought pure fantasy wise, it was a little bit too high. But whenever you pull that up.
Yeah, I think I'm about to find it.
But that's the one you want to cross me for that one. Fine. I'll take the L on that one.
But
though
let's look at the scoreboard.
It's
I cannot wait to see this edited video with the scoreboard.
it's like half wrong.
There he is, Toffoli.
Yeah,
But,
keep going. What is
there he is.
Here we go. This was my point on it. He was going to take them ahead. He was going to take Tkachuk ahead of Marner and Rantanen. Keep in mind, Marner skates with Austin Matthews and Rantanen skates with McKinnon. And in fantasy, goals and assists count the same. I thought it was ridiculous. For A, he wasn't going to skate with Barkov, so he was technically wrong in his description.
Yep.
So I want to make that clear. He got it right, but he was wrong in his description. His line mate was Sam Bennett and Verhaeghe. And when Bennett was hurt, it was Lindell. And B, like, dude, I don't know how else to describe it other than, yes, I technically got it wrong, but not really. I don't know.
I don't consider it wrong.
You can pull it up. He was even better than 11, actually.
Yeah.
I think he was maybe like 4th or 5th overall.
Let's see.
I don't know. I think we've spent enough time on it. It's you want to mark it as an L for me, fine. But I hope, based on the context, that I kind of went over my thinking.
He was a 7th skater, 7th in all skaters.
Okay, so Sean Allen was technically too low on him, which I didn't see as a possible outcome. And I want to, also add this in. If you pull up my description on it,
yeah,
let's go to that. I made it very, very clear that I thought the Panthers were going to be worse. It happened. Yeah.
There it is.
I thought the Panthers were going to be worse. I thought the coaching hire was going to be worse. His line mates were going to be worse. All three of those things happened, but he still overcame it. So I want to make that clear. I described it in this way. The Panthers were worse. They won the President's Cup trophy last year. They might miss the playoffs this year. So I was right.
Impossible.
His line mates were worse. I was right. His coach was worse. Yep. I was right. But he overcame it somehow. He was that fucking good.
Yeah.
So
it's not a loss. I do not put that out as a loss against you, Trey.
You can mark me as a loss. We were all over it. We described it correctly. It's just the best possible outcome somehow happened.
Yeah.
And again, I made it clear that if I was an actual NHL GM, he would have been on my team. So
yeah. And then obviously you had Zibanejad.
Was he actually 19th? That one's going to be close.
Yeah, I can take a look.
That one's going to be close. I thought 19 was too high.
He got 255 on the season here. I have his card up. Let me stop this one. Let me add.
That one's going to be close. I may have been a little too harsh, but I thought 19 was too high. No, he's not 7. Pull up the total.
Yeah.
That's not right. That's probably overall centers.
What was 250? There he is.
Okay, so how many are in front of him?
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. He's number 15.
Okay, so he got me. I thought 19 was too high, but a big part of this is, too, he actually was a little bit lower. When the Rangers traded for Tarasenko,
right,
and then they added Kane, they really went on a run in the second half. And before the year, that information obviously wasn't available. So
yes,
before the year, I think I was actually on track, and then halfway through the year,
Sean Allen basically got saved by the bell.
He got saved by the trade deadline. So you can mark that one as wrong too.
Yep.
But we were on track before the trade deadline because the Rangers as a whole heated up after the trade deadline.
Yep. And now we got JT Miller.
JT Miller's 100% correct. That has to be.
Yeah. We'll see if I'll look through the first page and just see if he even comes up.
That has to be.
Oh, yeah. Here he was 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. He's 21.
Really?
241. Here, let me show you.
For overall points.
I believe so for skaters. Obviously,
No way.
goalies may knock him down overall, but he's right here. If Zibanejad's 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21.
Wow.
So
That's actually crazy. That's actually crazy.
How dysfunctional the Canucks were this year.
Given how dysfunctional the Canucks were, given how they lost Bo Horvat in the middle of the year, given there was a coaching change in the middle of the year, given the fact that they sucked, missed the playoffs.
He was one of the, like, a locker room, it looked like he was really starting to lose a lot.
They were trying to trade him.
They were trying to get rid of him.
They were trying to get rid of him. That's actually surprising.
That's a surprise. Here, let me I'll go back to your post.
So we're technically 0 for 3 on this one.
Technically. I think if people use their critical thinking skills, I think they're going to realize that it's there's a lot that goes into it. Timo Meier, he had a great year, and I think the Devils may have helped him out a little bit.
Is he top 30?
Well,
that one for me was kind of I don't want anybody on the Sharks. That was my reason for that one. And I didn't know for sure if he was going to get traded.
I don't see him up here. I see
Heater
up here. Oh, I must have it wrong here. Let me look.
I still thought 30 was too high, even if a trade were to happen.
Yeah, Timo's had 206 on
Where's
the
he at?
season, but where does 206 put him? Yeah, he's outside. He's on the second page of all skaters. So he's outside.
We got that one right.
You got Timo.
I thought that was a little too high, especially if he was going to start the year with the Sharks. That Sharks team's horrible.
Yeah. And obviously Kreider. I think after that 50-goal year, I hope everyone realizes
he had to have gone down, right?
Yeah. No question about it. Here, let me
that one had to have been obvious.
Let me see if Kreider even shows up on.
We're starting to pick up some steam again.
Yep. Let's see. Kreider, 166.
That one he killed you. If you picked him, he killed you.
Yep.
So that was an easy win. Passing on those other guys, there was other names available, obviously.
Dubois, Tavares. Don't even get me started about him.
What happened to Dubois? I might have actually gotten wrong.
Tavares at 233. That might actually put him in a decent enough spot. Let me look. Yeah, I mean 233 gets him.
Is he top 53?
He could be. I'll count it. Here, let me.
And also for that one, I just thought Nylander was the better pick in that range. So if Nylander's higher than him, then I was definitely right.
Yeah, I mean he's up. He's got some guys behind him at least 30 or 40. Tavares.
Is he ahead of Nylander?
Yeah, he is. He's ahead of Nylander by a little bit, by just a little bit.
All right, so we got that one wrong too.
Games played, they both were in there. Here, let me go back to your article.
The goalies were home runs.
The goalies were perfect. Sorokin's the only maybe, but not even.
Not even.
Dubois, I don't think he had that great of a year.
He had an okay year. The Jets really tailed off at the second half.
Yeah.
So if you had him in as like your playoff run,
Dubois 185, so maybe that gets him right around the projection of 65. Because I know that would put him basically where Kreider is, if not a little bit ahead of him.
Oh well, Kreider was a home run. Kreider, we got right.
So maybe he's right in that top 65, 70-ish. He might be in the 70s, I think. But I can.
Yeah, I want to make sure.
Yeah. There you go. All right. So it's all these guys down to 210, 200s. Here he is. If you ask me, that's more than 60 players.
Yeah, that's definitely more than. This is the second page?
Yes.
That's definitely more than 65.
I would say so.
That's definitely more than
all
60.
that.
Yeah, that's definitely more than 65.
Yeah,
because at that point you're starting to include some of the goalies too.
Yeah, so we'll go.
We got that one right.
I would say you got that right in my book,
and especially with the way the Jets.
Oh, Kessel, we don't even need to scroll through Kessel.
No, we want to. We want to talk about this one because These are the examples when I talk about how big of a fucking joke this Sean Allen guy is. It's like he doesn't watch the games. We can be off.
He listens to the names, and that's all he just goes off.
We can be off on some of these and be like, hey, maybe we're a little bit too harsh here or a little bit too critical here. He's not that far down. But I want
There he is.
I want you to
105. And he had
105.
105, and let me go back to your post. Sean Allen had him
1.3. My whole point on the Kessel thing was
150.
you had to be batshit fucking insane. You can just click that link.
Oh, yeah.
You had to be batshit fucking insane to think that he was going to score 70 points this year.
Yeah.
Because that's what he said in the post. You had to be fucking a complete and utter lunatic to think that that guy was going to have 70 points at this stage of his career. Yeah, can we pull that up? Because I had like that one, and I put it at the top for a reason.
There he is.
I put it at the top for a reason to start the post, just because I thought it was so fucking obvious.
Of course he bounces back. 30 goals.
30 goals, 40 helpers, flanking Eichel and Stone on the first line. He's on the third line. It took about 2 games to put him on the third line.
As soon as the Iron Man streak kind of happened, that was the end of it. That's simple.
How many points does he have? Like 35 total at 40?
On the season?
Yeah, how many points does he
Let me see if I could find that. Kessel has
because he should be
seasons. He has 14 goals and 22 assists, so 36 points in total.
He's got 36 points.
Roughly half of what Sean Allen predicted.
He was close. Half.
I'm
And
at a loss for words.
This was the one I ripped him more than anything else. Like I put bullet points, I put an A, B. I ripped him on this more than any other guy.
You had Jay Fresh's stuff.
Because it was crazy. And the fact that he was going to rank him higher than Chandler Stevenson and rank him higher than Marchessault. What the fuck are you doing, man?
Let me see what else we got. It's just, I mean, like we'll literally be here all day doing this.
Yeah, we're gonna be here all day.
How many there are? Just
that one was crazy. Like he almost doesn't deserve credit for the other ones because of that.
All right, Blake Wheeler.
Blake Wheeler, that was an easy win. Had to be.
Had to be.
Had to be.
Find him.
I'm not sure you're even gonna find him.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna have to go to the Jets.
Yeah, because he was hurt for a while too.
Where Blake Wheeler 152, and where he had him at what?
Has to be a win.
129. He had him at 152 points. Let me go to the rankings.
There's no way we lost that
120. Oh wait, this is all Jets.
There's no way because he was hurt for a while too, and remember they stripped him of his captaincy. That was like a major story.
He was just getting from bad to worse there. Yeah, this is the third page.
Well, I think he's up higher than this though.
Oh,
right? How many?
I thought he had 100 and here he is.
There he is.
152. So this is the third page. This is like 150 maybe. You know?
Well, he had, I mean, Frank Vetrano. Look at the names on his list. Frank Vetrano, Max Domi,
Brian Rust.
You got a lot of those guys for free.
Yeah, let's look at Brian Rust. You got him 201st overall.
Yeah.
And he has more points than
and I traded Brian Rust, but
Domi. I picked him up in free agency. Yeah. No one even got him.
So that one was always going to be a win.
Yep. Let me go back to your next.
Do we have an official counter for that post? We're starting to creep our way back.
Oh yeah, you're right. Let me just make sure here. I'm going to go back to the post and make sure we're all caught up. All right. So we have Tkachuk.
0 for 1. Well, half right, but 0 for 1.
Right. So Benajad was a surprise.
I was on track there. I know for a fact I was on track there until the trade.
Oh no, yeah, Miller was the one that that surprised us. He actually performed to the projection.
I don't think he even had 99 points, too, right?
No, he didn't, but he did. He somehow did enough in fantasy wise to keep his place.
And he's
Meyer, you got it.
So
Kreider, you got it.
Yep.
Tavares, Sean Allen actually
2 for 4.
2 for
so
4.
far. Two
Dubois, you got Dubois.
3 and 4, 4 and 4,
4 and 4, 5 and 4,
5 and 4.
Shane Wright. Let's see how Shane Wright did.
But he didn't play. You don't have to.
6 and 4.
Well, you just go back to the article there. Because, like, I try to make it very clear. I'm not a prospect guy. I don't know about the rankings and shit. Like, when it comes to, I don't watch Sweden hockey. You know, like, I'm not up at night watching 18-year-olds in Finland.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was crazy that you were going to take a rookie who's never played before, who was no lock to make the roster, 120th. He didn't play. You basically had to cut him.
You're asking to lose just by doing that. You're just asking to lose.
You're taking a guy who wasn't on the team, and he had him ranked 120th.
So that you're 6 and 4 you're undefeated on the goalie, 6 and 4 on the forward.
So we won this one too.
Yep. And now let's go to the defense.
So overall,
what is it? 6 and 4 plus
14 and 4?
14 and 4.
Yeah, okay.
Let's go to defenseman now. Where is it? Don't eat the cheese, defenseman. All right.
And some of them are like half wrongs. Like
Cedar.
I think I won that one.
I think you won that one too.
I'm pretty confident that I won that one.
Let me find Cedar.
Again, my whole point on that one, and I've been over this a bunch. Ben Sherratt stinks. Well, for that one, you can't even just use defenseman. You got to use everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just looking at his points. Let me just see his points. He got to 220. All right. 220, but that's look, 220 gets you down around here.
And he was 27th ranked.
That's at least 30 guys I just scrolled past.
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
a win.
That's a win for Trey.
My biggest point on it, I don't know if I mentioned it in the article or not, but he was going to skate with Ben Sherratt to start the year.
Ben Sherratt is a nobody.
Ben Sherratt stinks. He's
worse
makes
than
everybody
nobody
around him worse. And that I didn't think the Red Wings were in a spot where they were going to be like a legitimate playoff team.
No.
I just thought he got a little crazy on this one.
And now Seth Jones.
I think Mo Seider is going to be a really good player. Like I'm in on Mo Seider.
I can see him winning the Norris in a couple of years.
I'm in on Mo Seider, the talent. That part wasn't a question. It was the fact that you were going to rank him 27th. He was going to skate with Ben Sherratt, and he was going to play for a Red Wings team that wasn't that good.
Yeah.
I don't know. So that one was a win.
So Seth Jones must be a win.
Has to
be.
Has to
no brainer.
Has to be.
Let me see.
I don't.
So 15 and 4 right now. Let's see what
has to be.
15 and 4. Seth Jones, all right, 165.
Has to be.
Let's see.
Has to
That's
be.
Page 1.
Has
165.
To be. Yeah.
That's page 2.
Yeah.
165. Here he is.
Yeah.
Halfway down page 3.
I don't know what Sean Allen was thinking when he did these rankings. But
42nd, and he's in the middle of page 3.
But anybody should have had a pretty good understanding at this point that the Chicago Blackhawks were going to be fucking terrible. Obviously, he didn't get that by his Peter Mrazek ranking. But the Chicago Blackhawks were going to be terrible. I understand wanting guys that run the power play for teams. Like, it's kind of like the defenseman that I target. Like, I want guys that are going to run the power play.
Yeah.
But to use like a top 65 pick on Seth Jones, who A, isn't really that good, B, was going to play for a terrible team, and C, by the time you got to the trade deadline, they were going to really tear down the roster. Like, Taves didn't play down the second half. They traded Kane.
Out of there.
Domi got traded. Like, they were going to tear the thing down. So there was just no chance he was going to finish that high.
Let me let's keep it going. So now that puts you at 16 and 4.
And realistically, it's like 16 and
Brent Burns.
That one was tough. I even listed that one in there.
Let me see how Burns did.
Because I was on the fence with that one, as people can read that one. He may have cracked it.
Did.
I wasn't positive on it. but it just felt like given the age, given the fact that Carolina doesn't put up a ton of points, like they're a very, very good team.
199 for Burns. Wow.
That one's going to be close, right?
That is going to be close. So that's through page 1.
Where was he ranked again?
Let me see. Yeah, 54th.
Oh, we win that then.
Well,
Absolutely.
this is page 2.
Yeah.
This is page 2.
Yeah,
I think that's more than 60 people we've just scrolled past.
Yeah.
It's got to be a win for Trey.
Yeah. So I just felt like given the age, given the fact that we weren't 100% sure if he was going to be the number 1 power play guy.
Brady Shea was in Carolina.
Brady Shea was on the number 1 power play. They used Gostisbehere in the second half.
They got him. Yeah, Slavin even is able to do it.
He's an older guy, a playoff team. You don't want to carry his minutes too much.
Yep.
I just felt like it was a little bit too high, and it turned out to be the case.
Yep. So that's another win for Trey.
17-4.
17-4.
Okay.
Let me get to the areas. Provorov, obviously, it's pretty much same thing as Jones.
I don't think you even have to look that one up. He just got healthy scratch the other night. Did you see that?
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, he got benched the other night.
I'm not going to share it. I'm just going to look myself and just see how many points.
You just keep the article up then, and then look yourself.
Yeah.
But I don't know what people don't understand about this Ivan Provorov thing, but he's not that good. And Tony DeAngelo was brought in to run the power play, something that Provorov is just not good at.
Provorov was at 148, and that's
ranked
not 85. I think that's a win for Trey.
Win. So he was going to play for a terrible Flyers team. He wasn't going to run the power play. And he was kind of like a trade piece, and they were healthy scratching him and shit. So, and he had the gay pride incident.
Yeah, the whole pride jersey.
Which I guess you can't really factor that in, but there was just no chance he was going to be 85th on this Flyers team. So
I'll quickly run at Falk, but I would assume this is a win for you. You're at 18-4 now.
Has to be.
Falk's at 200 even.
Okay.
We had him at what, 97? 200 even, 90. That's gonna be close, but I'll look. It doesn't make page 1.
No shit.
He gets like about a third of the way through page 2. So what is that? What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He's 13th down on page 2. And then I don't know how many guys are on page 1.
How many so you're telling me you're telling me I lost this one?
It's possible. Here, let me share it with you.
It was also a boring pick.
Yeah.
Even
so many better picks, so many better guys you could have.
Even if he ends up being, how many guys are on that page?
I know. I wish they would tell us.
Let's just count it real quick so we know.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 30, 5, 36, 37, 38, 39, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. 50 per page. All right. Okay. So he may have actually saved one for Sean Allen. So he's in like the 60s.
Okay.
So that's Sean. So 18-5.
Oh, Falk ended up being one. That's fine. No problem.
No problem.
It was also a boring pick.
Yeah.
Like, the St. Louis Blues, they were kind of a team stuck in the middle.
Yep.
You weren't positive who was going to run the power play there. What actually helped him, too, was the fact that Torrey Craig, or Krug, I don't know why I said Craig. NBA's on my mind, I guess. Torrey Krug went down. So that kind of helped him.
Yeah. So let me look at Doughty real quick. Doughty, they said he's at 190.
But if you go read the description, and my whole point on this one was, and this one was right, or I guess you have to check it. Dursey may have outscored him, and you could have gotten him way later. So wherever Doughty ranks, make sure to compare it to Dursey, because that's
So I think he is. What's his name? Doughty did make page 2, so I guess technically by the numbers, it is a win for.
I want to know where Dursey is, because
Dursey. Let me see where Dursey's at.
My whole point on it was, if you're going to take a Kings defenseman, you may as well have just waited another 100 picks and taken him.
So here we go. So Doughty got 190 points and was taken 105th. Sean Dursey had 18 fewer points.
18 fewer
And
points?
was picked 180th overall.
Okay, so that's a win then.
That's a win for Trey.
That's a win because my whole point on it was fine. Maybe Doughty has a good year. I mean, he is a good player.
18 points in 80 spots. That's the difference.
18 total points?
Yep. And you picked Dursey 80 spots later than you picked out, and then Doughty was.
So Dursey was the correct decision.
Yep.
Okay.
Pretty much. It's that simple. So now let's see. We got Larson. I mean, the Devils are – oh, no, he's on Edmonton, not even the Devils.
No, the Kraken.
Oh, that's right. Let me see.
That one will take some time to look up.
Larson's got 187. So what is it? 149, 187.
That's just never going to be a guy that wins you a league.
No way. No way. So 187. Let me go down. See if he's in page 2. Oh, he is in page 2. All right. So what is that? 18-6. But again, it's like you said, it's a pretty boring pick.
And I had Vince Dunn on my team.
Yeah.
Which is the
Vince Dunn's the better pick.
The Kraken guy that I wanted. So.
Yep. And then Shattenkirk. Don't even get
He was horrible.
Shattenkirk was a disaster.
Yeah. That you don't even have to look that one up. I know that one for a fact.
Yeah. Shattenkirk had 133 points. That's not top 200.
No. Keep going. Dyson Mayo got fucking cut, basically.
Oh, my gosh.
How he was ranked anywhere, I just don't know. Like, you can read, what exactly are we doing here and why is this guy even ranked? There you go.
I'm like, I can't even find him.
You're not going to be able to.
Dyson Mayo. That's just outrageous.
He's on the Knights now. He got traded.
Oh, yeah.
That was part of the Shea Weber trade.
Oh.
Like he's in the AHL right now for the Knights.
And what in the world he had him at 192.
I don't fucking understand that one.
Yes, Dyson Mayo has 13 points. 13 fantasy points on the season. 0.9 average points.
Can you pull it up?
Yes. I can.
Why was he ranked?
It's just a disgraceful
13.7 points.
So
why the fuck was he ranked?
19-6.
Why was he ranked?
I couldn't tell you.
I don't know.
Let me get back to your post.
Cool last name though.
Yeah. That's one thing he's got going for him. All right. So Dyson Mayo and then number 10, Sherratt.
Wait. Don't have to look
find Sherratt. Let me find him.
There's no way you have to look that one up. He was horrible.
He was, yeah. Ever since that Montreal, Florida, let me just find this. Sherratt had 143 points. All right.
That ain't going to get it done. Especially if you add in all the goalies.
Not top 200.
You got to add in all the goalies for the number rank too.
Yeah.
So that's not going to get it done.
No way.
And 1.9, that should never make your team.
143. Yeah. 143 gets him on page 4.
Page 4?
Yeah.
And then you add in the goalies?
Yeah, add in the goalie, so yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'll get back to
so
here, let me get the counter up again.
Yeah, what was there? I don't even know where we're at, but we're hammering.
So we started goalies were 8-0, and then you were 6-4 on the forwards. And so
14,
win
14-4, 15-4, 16-4, 17-4, 18-4,
18-5. I guess Falk may have sneaked into it.
19-4 or 19-5.
19-6 because Larson actually somehow.
Yeah, but I had done.
But Shattenkirk was a win.
20-6.
20-6.
21-6.
Yeah. And Sherratt.
22-6.
22-6.
Okay.
All right. So now we already looked at that article.
And half of the ones that I was technically wrong on, you're splitting hairs.
Yeah. You want to look at your sleepers now?
Yeah. Because those are the guys that win your league. And we didn't count, certain guys like Robertson, who he had disrespectfully ranked. Like, if we can go over my team, that'll give you a better like focus. Like, these are the reasons why I picked A, B, C, D. You know.
Yep. I'll pull your team up next.
So I actually wrote a couple of these.
Yeah, for forward, I have them for the forwards and defensemen also. You want to start with the forwards?
So Bennington had a bad year.
Yes, he did have.
I'm sure.
Let me find him.
I'm sure he wasn't ranked goalie 12.
Let me find the tab.
I thought there was a chance Bennington was going to come back this year.
Yeah, I know, but now I think he kind of dug his own grave this year. Let me look at all the goalies here.
There's no way Bennington's top 12. And I
what total?
Those are the free agents.
What am I looking at? Oh, free agents. All right.
He definitely wasn't top 12.
Yeah. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. All right. So that means what's it called? That's was that? It's not even one for Sean Allen. He didn't have any sleepers.
Well, yeah, he ranked him too high too.
Oh, all right. So then, yeah,
it's a 0 basically.
That's a 0. So it's still 20 and 6.
Because he ranked him way too high too.
Right. Let me find.
And I for the Thatcher Demko one, I did put out an apology and basically said, cut him now. We can find that post.
So that's pretty much that's Let me find that.
But the biggest thing that people don't understand, and if you go to my team, just go to my team.
Okay. Let's stop sharing.
The guys that kind of win you the fantasy leagues, like Stuart Skinner, big pickup, got him for free.
Big pickup.
Logan Thompson, got him for free. Like, Kochetkov had a good run. Korpisalo was out there. Like,
let's see. Yeah, Skinner, Brossois.
Stuart Skinner. Lauren Brossois, who's
Thompson went healthy.
Yeah, Thompson. Those are the guys that were on my team. So maybe hold me more accountable for those ones. But especially with the way Edmonton ended the year, the way Vegas is at number 1 in the Western Conference.
Yep.
Those two goalies did very, very well for me.
And they won. I mean, they're not the only reason you won, but they helped.
Well, if you picked one of those goalies high, and then I had one for free that was doing that, it makes a big difference.
Yeah. And here, where you want to go back to the post?
Sure.
Let's go back to the sleepers. This is fun. It just loads and loads and loads and loads of stuff that I don't know. It just goes over this guy's head, I guess. Demko, Francouz. Let me find if Francouz is up here. Probably not. He could be, actually. Francouz had 43 points on the season.
He was a bit of an injury one too. But again, I listed Georgiev and Francouz kind of being like,
Georgiev is the number 2 goalie this year.
Yeah, pick both, see what happens. You know, you're this late in the draft, so Georgiev's a big time hit.
Georgiev's a huge
big time hit.
Thompson's obviously we just said Thompson's huge.
Thompson was a hit. Outside wasn't ranked.
Outside the top 300.
Wasn't
ranked. Let me see how he did for Vegas. Or I mean, I had him on my team.
I mean, Quick didn't really do anything with the Kings.
Yeah, they kind of just screwed him over.
Late in the draft.
He has 14 points on the year.
Yeah, Quick really did. But again, that's top outside the top 300.
Yeah.
So that's nothing.
Yeah. So you're still, the scoreboard is still active.
So Quick doesn't count because that's outside the top 300. That's someone you can easily cut. Thompson was a hit. Skinner was a hit.
Georgiev was a hit.
Kochetkov, who I wrote an article on, was a hit.
Yep.
Georgiev was a hit.
I mean, let's see where that was the goalies.
And then you can count the Demko one against me.
Yep.
But I even roasted myself saying time to cut him.
So I consider that null and void, but people may have other thoughts. Here's the forwards. So where does that put you? If it was 20 and 6 before it, or 22 and 6.
So we're 28-6, 28-7.
28 and 7. Yeah.
Okay.
So he sure.
That was it. It has to be.
He sure had a huge.
That had to be. That had to have been a good pick. Had to have been.
Let me see.
Had to have been.
Let's check the tape. It was. I mean, I saw him on page 1 for reference.
He was on page 1. He probably was. He had a fucking great year.
He had a great year for the Devils. Obviously, Hamilton was good.
Yeah, there he is.
Yep.
So if you pick Nico
Top 50.
Hischier, if you pick Nico Hischier,
And here, let me
you
get
did well for yourself.
Yeah, I'm. Whoever must be very happy.
Point had to have been.
3.
Had to have outscored 142.
Had to.
How many goals did he have this year?
Do you have another 40 goal? Here, let me see if I can find him.
That had to have been a hit. And by the way, one of the things that I made very clear in the article, how the fuck was he ranked below Tyler Seguin?
49 goals, 42 assists, 240 fantasy points for Braden Point.
Yeah, so
that's top 50 right there.
Yeah, so another one. If you pick Braden Point late in your draft, congratulations. Unfortunately, I didn't get to because we had a crazy Lightning fan in the league, and he picked him like really high. But he was on my list of guys that I wanted.
Trocheck. I landed with Trocheck. He was pretty good for me.
149 overall. I bet you he outdid that.
Yeah. Let me get the page up. He was up here, I think. I think I saw him on page 1 or at the top of page 2. He did very well for the Rangers. Obviously, power play wise. And Trocheck, 197.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
That's 197.
He's right there.
Yeah. And
so that's like 70, something like that.
Yeah.
Hit.
That's a hit. I'm at 90. I don't get it. 149. Like, what are we doing here?
Mangiapane, I don't think hit it.
Maybe not. You want me to check?
Sure.
The
whole point of that too is it's a sleeper list. Like, you're not going to hit on all these either.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's not a bad shout. Like, where's Mangiapane? Oh, here he is. 126. Yeah, so not great. Let me just see how that stacks up.
I don't think he's going to make it.
Yeah, 162. So yeah, probably not.
Okay. He was the guy that had a bunch of goals the year before the Flames.
When the Flames were a very good team. Yeah, he's outside the 200 mark. So what is that? You're still at like 30-8.
I'll take the L on that one.
Yeah.
Again, I had an article before the year. It was like 10 toughest calls. I don't know if you remember that article.
I'll take a look.
It was like 10 hardest calls of the year. I had the Flames as number 1. I didn't know what to do with the Flames. I just thought there was a chance that Mangiapane had like a breakout goal scoring year. And that late in the draft, I was willing to take a dart on it. It didn't work out. But I made it very clear that I had no idea what to do with the Flames.
Yeah, they were as soon as they signed Kadri, I literally just did not know what to expect of them. I'll see if I can find the 10 hardest calls.
I got to send something to Garrett too. Real quick.
Okay.
You found it?
It's not here. Let me. Where's NHL?
It's fine. We can keep moving.
All right.
We can keep moving.
If it pops, if I find a backlink for
that link exists somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll find it.
I just made it clear that the Flames. Who knows, man.
Yeah. Vrana
didn't hit.
Vrana got sent down to the AHL.
Vrana, no, but his time with the Blues is definitely a yes.
So, I forgot about that.
So technically, you could have kept him on IR. I think this one's probably a wash because his time with the Blues, he actually may have come in. Like, I don't really know. From an average points perspective, he may have actually done it.
1.8 average points.
Given the suspension and all that
off the ice stuff,
probably just cancel that one out.
I'd cancel that. Stevenson obviously is a
Stevenson's a hit. We don't even have to look that one up. He had a great
Bell.
year. He was an all-star this year too, by the way.
40 goals, right?
He's been one of the most underrated players in the league. And again,
I knew him, man. Since
if
that
you
cup,
thought
man.
Phil Kessel was going to outscore that guy, you're fucking brain dead.
Anton Lundell. I think he had a decent year, right?
I don't know if he's going to make that list. He might.
Here, I'll just show everyone at home the numbers. Florida.
At
Lundell, 103. He could. I mean, I guess it's
how many points did he have?
103.
No, he didn't make it.
Oh yeah, so maybe he's not in the top. Yeah, not 183.
I think he was actually hurt for a little bit too.
Yeah,
he had some good games. It was just more so when Sam Bennett was out. Nishushkin, definitely a hit. Has to be.
Has to be. Ever since that contract came in.
Bait, you don't even look up those because Nishushkin was hurt, but during the times that you had him, he was
142 for Nichushkin in 50 games.
Yeah, so during the games that you had him, he was worth having.
Totally.
It was just a matter of when he was healthy. But based on 187 overall,
Marchand 176
hit. Don't even have to look it up.
Kuzmenko had a breakout year for the Canucks.
Kuzmenko's definitely a hit.
Kuzmenko 175.
He definitely hit.
Total hit. It's easy top 200.
Yeah.
Don't even need to look. Let me go back to the post. Barzal, he was hurt. You know,
yeah,
I so on and on about him, but
that's 221 overall.
Yeah, I mean, I think he may have beat 221 though.
I say just get rid of that one.
Yeah,
that one's probably.
I'm trying to think. All right, that's the end of the post. What does that put you? If we were 22 and
then we just got to do defenseman, right? And we're done.
Yeah. 28 and I mean I know Sophie will look back, but I'm trying to. I'll make her job a little easier. If you were 28 and 8 before this, here, do you want to look through it one more time and get the score up?
Sure.
All right.
28 and 8, you said?
I think so. Going into it, we were 28. And
Not this one. That's not the post.
Oh. That's the bust. Oh, yeah. Here we go. 28 and 8. All right. So hit.
Heischer, hit.
29 and 8. 30 and 8.
31.
31. That's a loss, I guess, right?
31 and 9.
31 and 9. This is kind of a wash, right?
Yeah. 32 and 9.
32 and 9.
32 and
10. 33 and 10. 34 and 10. 35 and 10. And then this is kind of a wash.
Yeah. 35 and 10 so far.
35 and 10. And we're heading into the last article.
So if you just did what I told you to do, you were fucking pretty good this year.
Yeah. Here's defenseman. Shabbat. He had a good year for Ottawa, even though
he did have a good year, but he was hurt at the end of the year. They shut him down.
Shabbat 177.
That's going to be close.
101. Yeah, I mean,
that's going to be really close.
So if Shabbat's, 177.
And the injury kind of fucked him.
I mean, his average may be good, but
his average probably hit it. If his average hit it, probably cancel it out.
Here, I'll show here. I'll show it by average.
Nishushkin for sure is one of those where the injury, he would have had it if it was based off the average.
Right. Chuck's up there.
Yeah, there's Nishushkin.
Yeah. Here's Chitcher, not Shabbat.
Yeah, there he is. He's right there.
Yep. That's top 100 right there.
Is it top 100?
Yeah.
And Shea Theodore was right there too.
This was page 2. I was on page 2 when I found him.
Shea Theodore was right there too, so we don't have to go over that one.
Yep.
He's another guy that missed a couple games, but.
So Shabbat's 36 and 10, 37 and 10.
Yep.
D'Angelo.
That's going to be close.
D'Angelo.
That's going to be really close.
Here, let me share this with you. Yeah, D'Angelo is going to be close.
And more so because John Tortorella fucking healthy scratched him.
Yeah.
For how many games?
All right. So let's see. 125. So I'll go on to page 3. See
That's
if he
going to be
comes-
really close, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's based on average, though.
Yeah, it is based on average.
Go to the total for that one.
Let me just see how he did. I think he did. You might have been their leader. No, not their leader. 155.
That's going to be close.
That's going to be close.
During the games that he wasn't healthy scratched, he was good, though.
That's like incredibly close. You're like right here.
Is
Right
that
near the bottom of page 3. So you may have been just outside of the top 125.
Yep.
Here, I'll
Just
count.
missed it.
Oh, yeah, he just missed it. You want me to go back to the post?
Yeah, that's fine. I'll take the L on that one. No problem.
37 and 11.
He was part of the winning team. Don't care.
Yep. He's going down in history. Klingberg. Oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I remember your post about Klingberg. I have that one loaded up.
Yeah.
Let me find Klingberg.
We don't need to go over that one. Taves was a hit.
Taves hit. I don't even need to
Big
look.
time. Big time. Miro Heiskanen had a fucking year and a half. These were all hits, basically.
Carlson, you're going to win the Norris. Slavin, number 1 defenseman, pretty much. Tyson Barrie,
There's Dursey.
better than 231.
Yeah, he had to.
Jersey, we went over. McAvoy.
Easy win.
All right, so let's just make sure. So,
By the way, the one on Carlson, I just want to make that one a little bit more to light.
Yep. Here, let me.
I drafted Carlson and traded him for Pasternak, so no, he wasn't part of the winning team, but
he was instrumental.
He was instrumental in terms of getting me the win. And if I would have just kept Carlson, it would have been, okay too. So
yeah, we would have still won. Not too bad. All right, so what was it?
Carlson was some of these guys matter more than others. Like Carlson was a league winner. Jason Robertson was a league winner.
Pasternak is a league winner.
Pasternak was a league winner.
So what was it? You were at 37 and 11 after D'Angelo. Klingberg,
L.
37 and 12.
But
Taves, 38 and 12.
Yep.
39 and 12.
Yep, easy.
40 and 12.
Yep,
41, 42,
Yep.
43, 44.
Yep.
45.
Yep.
So 45 and 12 on the season.
And then you have to go to the Sean Allen post, like the top 5, because he has Pasternak as overrated. He's the last guy I want to talk about, and then we could be done.
Here is this the one where he admits he's wrong?
No, it's the Sean Allen sucks at fantasy hockey.
Oh, 2022.
One of his bullet points on there. It's the last thing I really need to go over. He basically said David Pasternak was overrated. So that's
here we go. I just found it. Oh no, that's Kessel.
Yeah. Keep going.
He's all the way.
Tyler Seguin was a hit too, by the way. Add him to the list.
It's Kachuk.
Go up.
Here he is.
Go up.
Pasta.
Go up.
Here he is.
Go up again.
No bounce back.
Go
This
up again.
is the new normal.
Go up again real quick. Tyler
Worthy of
Seguin. Can we talk about Tyler Seguin?
Yes.
He's clearly lost step. He's not the same. He's just not that good anymore.
He was great on the Bruins when he started his career, and then things have kind of just tapered off.
But you can scroll down. We don't have to look at it. It's pretty obvious. But go up a little bit. Yeah, this is all I need to see. I will bet Sean Allen whatever he wants that Braden Point outscores Tyler Seguin. And remember, he had Seguin ahead of Point in the rankings. I'll bet him whatever he wants. So I felt pretty good about that. And
The slam dunk.
yeah.
And then
Make sure that one is recorded because that one's important.
This one, people. And then obviously Pasternak, second Bruin in history to have 60 goals in a season. Trey, no bounce back. This is the new normal for Pasternak.
Yep.
No bounce back.
Yep, and people can read what I had to say. We're really doing this, huh? We're really fading David Pasternak. Not a smart decision in any sense of the word. I think he ended up finishing top 3, 4, 5 in the fantasy.
Here, let me just put the cherry on top and show the people.
What a joke. What a fucking joke. What a fucking
That's a
joke.
lot of fun.
Third. Okay, so we ranked
Number
third.
3 in fantasy. He had a 300-point season. Number 3.
Again, if you had him on your team,
League winner.
league winner.
I don't know, Trey.
We can end it here. Just go to my team. I still have to make a
Yep. Here, let me.
I still have to make a roster move today, but just go to the fantasy cast, and then you can go to my team.
Oops. Sorry, everyone.
Ball was
Okay,
have to
I guess
wait for this.
we're gonna have to wait that ad out. Anyway,
Hey,
again, you guys might think I'm being harsh. You guys might think I'm being an asshole. Look at the score for the finals. This is the finals. Go look at it. This is the finals. And again, the only reason why it's possible is because Sean Allen's horrible at this. Again, you can go look at the team that I had. A lot of the names we went over. Just go to the team then now.
Oh, your team?
Yeah.
There we go.
Big.
Oh. Total.
Anyway, McDavid's obvious. I mean, I had the first pick, so that one we don't have to really talk about. He's a god. Robertson, click on him. Where did I pick him?
61st.
61st. That's why I won, you know? Shit like
Oh
that.
my
And he
God.
averaged 3.5 points.
477 points.
He was like a top 10 guy in fantasy.
Stevenson.
Stevenson, another hit that we went
Kane
over.
when healthy.
Kane was good when healthy.
Nylander was good.
Nylander had a really good
Pastrnak,
year.
league winner. Zaka had the best year of his career.
Well, Zaka, he's a streamer. He's only on there today. Heiskanen, a guy that we talked about. Click on him. 3 points a
232.
game. Got him
Picked him
101st. League winner. That's the kind of stuff that you're looking
Taves.
for. Taves, I trade. He was part of the Carlson trade,
Yeah, 87th. Oh, that's right. Yeah,
but
but still 190 points, 89.
win. Petrangelo had a really good year.
Obviously, the injured guys made things tough, but Skinner. Let me see. Waiver pickup.
Yeah,
126.
he was huge for me.
Thompson.
Eichel even had a good year too, but again,
192 in 66 games. That's pretty good.
yeah.
And when did he go out? 41st.
If he would have played more games, he would have been a lot higher. But again,
I mean,
I don't know what you want me to say.
It's been a long time coming, is all I can say.
All I gotta say is I think I'm retired from fantasy hockey.
I saw your tweet. I mean,
until they cut me a check. I feel like I deserve
boring.
a check.
Yeah,
I really do.
you deserve a check for a lot of things, Trey, not just fantasy hockey.
So whoever wants to cut me a check to do the fantasy hockey rankings, I'll gladly do them. I'm thinking about doing my own rankings, but that's kind of a secret.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's your Sean Allen video for this year.
Yeah. And Sophie, you said we'll have the condensed version.
So what did we go? 38 and 11 or something?
30,
Is that what
47 and 12, 45 and 12, I think, or something.
Okay.
Like that.
And the ones that we lost were kind of
Marginal.
splitting
Yeah.
hairs.
Yep.
The most important thing was we got a lot of the league winners correct. Like a Carlson was a league winner, Robertson, Pastrnak, Heiskanen. So
Yeah. What else can you say, Trey? It's like Jordan. You just hit him with the shrug.
I just want people to understand the fucking lunatic that's in charge of the ESPN fantasy hockey, and I'll gladly debate that loser anytime that he wants. And he didn't take my bet on Braden Point.
Yep. You heard it here. Well, not even we.
All right,
We've been hearing it first, but Trey, well done. Everyone, be ready for the condensed version of this to come out on YouTube.